Testing my mic. Test. It is working. All right. So it's freaking weird. End is never loaded, never. Click to
This
skip.
is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, of every month, of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
So get down the screen there. Yeah, but if I pass out, that's why.
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I wanna piss this guy off, okay? Not gonna lie, I wanna piss this guy off. Where the fuck's the mute?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
There we go. Tins. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, okay. My door just opened.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
What? Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Prove it.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
But I'm Stanley. I can do what I want.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
Not sure.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
I'm going this one. It's the Matrix. It's like some Matrix shit. Loading.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
The bad bitch.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Me too, dog. Oh, shit! What the fuck? I feel what you're feeling right now, bro. Oh my gosh. Whoa.
No, wait. Where are you going? Right. Where were we?
Do I listen to him or not? I went the fuck out of here.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Okay. I got you, man. Don't worry. No problem. I'll go back. No worries. I got you, dog.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just no. What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
What did I achieve?
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
What is it gonna do to you that I'm gonna respawn, buddy? Should I take my life? Is it really worth it? You can't jump unless you should say what up.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I advise if you're thinking about doing something like this in real life, you get help, you text somebody. But this is a video game.
No! Oh, thank God. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
I like I said the first time. If you're thinking about this area, get some help, please. Let's do video game.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Okay.
Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't
I'll be
happy
back in a
if
little
we
bit.
leave this place.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just
Just like.
wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
I'll be back.
It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
So bad for him. Psych!
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Sure, don't listen to him.
All of his co-workers were, oh please, are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times, is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witness.
I don't know. How much would the achievement actually is? Isn't it like 300 clicks? Click on door 430 times. Yeah, I think I'm good off that, bro. Yeah, so,
True effort for a noble
it was
cause.
to click it 430 times.
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes,
Nope.
almost certainly 50 clicks.
Nope. Fuck you.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, let's do this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, what the fuck? How does that fit there?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself. to question
This
the
is
nature of
terrible.
his job.
No.
Why did he feel this
I can't
now,
count that.
when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Think I don't know. It's like one is A.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'm gonna escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Buddy. Well. Right.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal
The
jaws.
fuck?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
The Stanly Pararble? I thought I beat the game.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
Oh,
What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I just beat the game. Nice. Dude, I beat the game. That's been easy. It took people like 2 hours to beat the game. It took me like what, 30 minutes? I'm obviously gonna go back and listen to him. No, I'm not gonna listen to him. Okay. Go so. Okay. Weird.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Shut up, bitch.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Do the door
Listen to
achievement.
me. You
No!
can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
Okay. I did it.
This is the story of a man named Stan. All of his co-workers, oh please, are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times, is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. When Stanley came
You're
to a
not
set of
supposed
2
to at
open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I quit the game.
Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at
Well, that's what
following
we're done here. We're gonna
directions, it's
stay.
incredible he wasn't
We're not.
fired years ago.
I just.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Well, fuck. Oh, shit. Neat.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. Next time I'll listen to him.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else
It's
can
the
be
bad
difficult,
Diddy that was
but the
talking to
fact
my
is that the story has
a
been
bad
about
Diddy.
nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Who is it? It was my ass.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. Oh.
Am I gonna crack?
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
Thought it was for crack.
On. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Thought it was
Did
for
want to commit their
crack.
life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No, fuck you.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Fuck's your problem? Whatever.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his
I'm just
existence.
not gonna press shit. Fuck you. And if I don't, I think we might have press it. Press 8. Whatever.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Get the door treatment. Should I? I mean, okay, I could if I just. Gotta be free though. Oh. Oh, I guess I'm just pushing buttons. Fuck you, parable guy. Whatever the fuck your name is. I'll press G. Well, yeah, I'll be back when something happens. I decided to just press begin this game again. Cause that shit was boring. Again, now we're just gonna listen to him.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I got you again. The fuck? We'll do whatever you want.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming
I'll go
to a
down.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his... life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
All right.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay. I'm back. I'm gonna do this
All
one.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20.
I think I'm just gonna do. Has anyone ever done that? People have actually done that one. Unachievables. People have gotten. Gang, what? Okay, I'm gonna stop it just to get that achievement. And then I'm gonna open it. Play. Look at this OP auto click. No, go away! Look at this OP auto clicker. Fuck off. What do you mean collecting battle? What? Yeah, whatever. Fuck off. Let me install. Huh. Virus. So I think I'll just get a different auto clicker. Well, it seemed like a nice auto clicker. Let's see the reviews though. See y'all. Malware. Oh my. Fuck, bro. I don't know. It's on the Microsoft Store, brother. No way. Right? Right? Okay. Alright. Okay, let's get this achievement.
This. All of his co-workers. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no,
Sure,
no.
man.
I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not
planets,
feeling it. I want this achievement to
stars,
have meant something. It has to be
galaxies,
a true
everything.
reward for valiant
sun
effort. I want to see some
spins?
hustle, Stanley. I want to see
didn't know that.
commitment, a
I would've
willingness to go
assumed
all
that
the
the
way, no
sun's
matter what the
still.
cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks
orbiting
into door
like some
number
other larger
417?
thing, but I didn't know the sun also rotates.
When they
The sun's a planet. The sun's a star.
form, they form from larger gas clouds in the universe. If the gas cloud has any motion at all sideways, no matter how small, as it collapses, that motion grows. It's called the conservation of angular momentum. We all know this. We've all seen it. We've seen it with ice skaters, where they come to make a spin and their arms are outstretched.
Oh, and then they do that tight shit and they go. Love that. They do like nine rotations in a row. It's like you're watching G-Force.
And as they bring in their arms, what happens? They spin faster and faster and faster. And they can take their arms and put it up above their head so that their arms get even closer to the axis of rotation and they spin really, really fast. If you want to reverse that, then you just extend your arms back again. So that ending posture, that ending panache at the end of the spin, they have to do that. Otherwise, they keep spinning. So when you see an ice skater do that, just keep that in mind. Everything spins. And when it spins, something has to stop it. And it'll spin forever, basically. Okay. Oh, when you spin a top or anything there's friction between it and the surface. So it eventually slows down. In space, there's no friction. So we good. Who is the GOAT of science? Greatest of all time.
Obviously, Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Isaac Newton. Duh.
Oh.
He's your boy, Isaac Newton. Buried in Westminster Abbey. He discovered the laws of optics, the laws of gravity. Single-handedly invented integral and differential calculus. Practically.
Yeah, and his dumbass probably would have been bronze ranked in Valorant, and he also thought that he could turn other metals into gold, like a dumbass. So, who's the real genius?
On a dare. Because someone said, Ike, why do the planets orbit in ellipses rather than perfect circles? And I don't know. I'll get back to you. And then he figures out why. And his friend says, well, how did you figure this out? Well, I had to invent calculus to answer that. Well, he did all that by the time he turned 26.
Wait, what? He did that shit when he turned 20, by the time he turned 26? I thought he did that in his, like, 40s. Damn, I'm a bum.
And by all evidence, in case you're wondering whether you will ever achieve this yourself,
No,
by
I
all
won't.
evidence, he died a virgin. These things come with costs. Isaac Newton, no bow to doubt it. Is time travel possible? We are already time traveling into the future, 1 second at a time. The problem, though, is we are prisoners. Isaac Newton, no bow to doubt it. These things come with costs. Isaac Newton, no bow to doubt it. In case you're wondering whether you will ever achieve this yourself,
No,
by
I
all
won't.
evidence, he died a virgin. These things come with costs. Isaac Newton, no bow to doubt it. Is time travel possible? We are already time traveling into the future, 1 second at a time. The problem, though, is we are prisoners of our own present, forever transitioning between our inaccessible path.
Yeah, isn't light, anything with matter is bound by time, but light's not bound by time. That's why the faster you go, the slower time is relative. It's still the same to you and how you experience it, but everything around you experiences time at a quicker rate.
And our unknowable future. So you will always age at 1 second per second. The question is, what is the rate that you are aging compared to places around you?
Yeah, that always freaks me the fuck out. Like, the faster I go, it doesn't matter because I'm still going to experience a second as a second. And, like, what that even means time-wise doesn't even make sense because that's a human-derived number because a second is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction, which is how fast we rotate around the sun. Like, we're just dividing things into, like, moments that we're counting. So there is no actual physical amount of time that we're experiencing. It's just however much time feels like. But the faster you go, you still experience time the same within your own conscious brain, but everything around you would experience it at a more rapid rate. So if I start going like 20, 30, 40% of the speed of light, everybody around me, if I saw them through a looking glass, would be aging and dying quicker than me. What? Just watch the movie Interstellar, bro. Come on. Oh my God.
Because not everyone experiences the same timeline. Not everyone experiences the same rate of progress of time. If you're in a strong gravitational field, time ticks more slowly for you. If you travel fast, time ticks more slowly for you relative to others looking on. So that's all we've got. However, if you can make a wormhole, there's a way to time travel through the wormhole. But we don't have wormholes yet. Stephen Hawking suggested if you go back in time to your own timeline, you might accidentally disrupt your timeline, prevent your parents from meeting, and then you're never born, so that you don't exist to go back and disrupt your own timeline.
Yeah, but I always thought that that timeline would be skewed. It would create another alternate reality that you didn't exist in. Like, if time travel were real and I went back in time and I killed my own, you know, dad, I wouldn't exist. So but if I didn't exist, then I wouldn't exist to kill my own dad, so I would exist. So I feel like the better explanation is that if you go back in time, you're going back to an alternate reality that you're skewing for another universe, not your own.
So that's a paradox. So Stephen Hawking said we can't have these paradoxes. So maybe one day we will discover something he called a time travel conjecture, which prevents us from traveling in time, just to avoid that very outcome. So, a favorite subject of science fiction writers, by the way. And best among them? Best. Now, Doctor Who, they do okay. There's some fun time travel things going on there. But I would say in terms of movies, definitely Back to the Future. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Are UFOs real?
I got to my like 200 clicks and then just got really, really bored. So I just stopped. So things happened. Okay, we're gonna move on. But what I will say, we're just gonna listen to him this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh yeah, haven't we done this already? It just kills me? Yeah, we've done this before. Oh, we haven't? Yeah, we've gone here, but we didn't listen to bro. I remember now, yeah. If you listen to him every other time.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. Yeah, because last time we went to the escape, but it just kills me. Okay, what now?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Damn.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Assuming I go over here. Then I'll go over there. Then I'll die. Press this one.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How to do that? Can I spam these? I don't know. What do I do? Do I shoot it with the gun? Do I press the S? Do I press the 5? I'll press the 5. There's a 4 up there. Ooh, there's 3 there. Do I go in order? Alphabetically? Numberly? Ooh, we're gonna be out of something! Okay, hold on. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, let's go! Okay. That made a bad noise. Like, I don't even press that. I assume I have to go in, like, an order. There's a bird given. 2, like, 2, 4. 5's right there. But that doesn't even worry about those. 2 and 4 make a good sound. Is 5 a good sound? I don't know. My control title, awaited input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
What if I turn it on? I want to turn it on.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Damn, that's loud.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened,
There's so many
Stanley
options
reflected
in
on
this
how
game.
many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beat the Stanley Parable. Chad, I could do some for. Okay, we're gonna get all the achievements. Okay, we're gonna get all the achievements. So achievement 1 is to beat the game. Okay, we've done these 3. Off. I guess I press on there. We'll do that one too. I don't know how to do 8. Don't play Stanley for 5 years. I don't know how to do that. 4 minutes 20 seconds. I can do that. Okay, I can do this one in 4 minutes 20 seconds. Okay, we're gonna start beginning. Okay, come on, let's go. Dude, let's go. Go.
All of his Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
For it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine...
Let's go, hurry up.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Did we do it? No way. You'll probably want to know what happens when we do, yeah, I never. See, y'all got first go us.